hair, bitch.
Well, I went back in time and I got my hair. Steelers Nation Australia headband. We'll get you some like high socks. We'll get you some like these shorts.
Hey,
shorts.
you're standing up. Easy.
Yeah.
It's like balls of fury.
So when JJ52 says, will Ray Gun make the 53? No, she's cut.
If you're not going to take Ray Gun, I know a place in Western Pennsylvania where she'll fit right in. Right at the cookie table at a wedding.
She could be my second string long
Call her
snap.
Dr. Bookie or Dr. Get Down and tell her she has a PhD in Get Down. Like, play the music,
You know what? If she'd had some bling, and looked like LL Cool J and I'm gonna knock you out, she might have won.
Alrighty, Steelers Nation. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia, and also welcome back to Steelers Dynasty Podcast. Fellas, what's going on? How are you both?
I'm just warming up my my throwing arm because I'm throwing footballs with some receiver out in my yard.
You getting ready to play?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to play. Getting ready to get signed. Free agent, big free agent I am.
If you do that, how long will you take to sign? Will it take a month and a half? Are we talking tomorrow? Or are we talking?
Maybe sometime in June, because before it gets hot, I'll just wait till June and then just sign off.
You're gonna string us along that far?
No, wait a second. Bubba is the prognosticator. He's the Punxsutawney Bubba. He's like the groundhog. He's the prognosticator of prognosticators. He predicted that it would happen on the Pat Mack show, and I know. We are.
If that happens, I'm going to go play the Powerball, and we're all going to spend some money because then I'll be a winner.
We have some comments to get to as well for the coaches meeting and stuff like that. And Aaron Rodgers is passing footballs with DK Metcalf. But before we get into that, I do want to say as well, I just saw an ESPN video where they're talking about the Minnesota Vikings are at play. Do you think, Shana, they're still at play?
I think so. I think if anything, he's using that as leverage, trying to squeeze a little bit of more juice out of the old Rooney family.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think
it's like a lemonade stand.
I feel like we've been talking about this for a month because we have, but we will do some draft talk today too. What we think of needs and maybe certain plays you guys are looking out for. I'm not a draft guy, as everyone knows. I just kind of go, if that's the guy we get, sweet, look into him, watch some highlights. But I do know what the draft needs as well. So order of the show today. We'll probably talk about Aaron Rodgers for a bit, then maybe go into some draft wants, maybe needs, what we think the Steelers should have. Because, fellas, we're like 3 weeks away until we do 19 hours of streaming again.
3 days in a row.
Yeah.
Eating bagels to keep us alive.
Yeah, ordering pizza, drinking beers on the side. So I will be doing day 1 and day 2. Day 3 is up in the air right now because I have a shift at work that's my Sunday. And it's a really good Sunday. I work 8 hours. It's my pickleball, do everything there. So I don't know if I want to give that up to wake up at 2 a.m. again. It's tough.
I think day 3, they're going to be getting Cam Scattaboo. I think that's going to be the big guys. I remember back, talk about prognostication back during the bowl game. Watching Cam Scattaboo after he, played in all the Big 12 games. But guys, that is a Steeler.
You're high on him, aren't you?
Oh, I just see him I can see him as a Steeler. There are certain guys that just have that, like Polamalu, like Kevin Green, that just look like Steelers. Heath Miller, you just have that feeling. This guy. I just have that feeling. Last year it was Zach Frazier. This year it's Cam Scott.
Sure, you were pretty high on Zach Frazier last year too, and also Beanie Bishop as well.
And Justin Fields, he was very high on.
Yeah, now he's a Jet. Alrighty, so here's a bit of a recap as well. So the Steelers are first round, no second round, third round, fourth round, fifth round, sixth, and seventh. They got 6 picks. Do you fellas think they're going to do any more trading back to get more picks? Yeah, it's gonna
know. I don't think so, but I think
they might have to. They've only got 6 picks. That's all they've got.
I think Pickens is it's. I pulled it up. I haven't read it yet, but this article has like the Pickens question. It came out 20 hours ago. But what do you do there, guys?
I think it's still in play, to be honest. I know some fans don't want it to be in play, but I still think it is in play. I'm good with either way, because if you trade him away, you need to find another receiver. But maybe you can trade him to get back 2 picks for that year.
Well, you want to hear what Tomlin said? This is what Tomlin said. I'll quote him. He goes, "I don't know what it affects him in any way." Okay, he said it at the league meeting. Directly, certainly, the strength of the pack is the pack, and when you have eligibles that are schematic problems for those that defend you, it creates more opportunity for all involved. And I think it's probably the only lens to I've looked at this point.
He talks in circles.
Yeah. I don't know a guy who grew up on the defensive side of the ball. When you got multiple people schematically, you got to work to minimize. It's really challenging. It challenges you in terms of some of the things that you do. We see similar challenges within our division. For example, we're so excited about putting together a group that has a type of collective presence. That is like coach speak in the dictionary right there. That's the coach speak.
I think Tomlin does this on purpose. I think he does it on purpose
He's got me lost. I'm out in the woods trying to find my way home listening to that.
What's that word? We don't use that word in Australia.
I don't use that in America, so I have no idea.
What's that word? Obfuscation?
Obfuscation. I don't know what that one means.
I have to. You have to like the definition.
Walking around the same terminology.
Yeah, muddling. I think
if he trades Pickens, our offense will not be we won't have enough firepower to compete with anybody.
I kind of disagree. Opinion. What if they were to trade Pickens, get back picks, and they get back a younger receiver for the 4-year contract? That's what I'm saying. I think that's what they might do.
Let me throw this out for you, Bubba, because I agree with Mark. I think they trade, even if they don't trade, if they pick up Scadaboo, he can be that number 3. He can pick up that dirty yardage. He can be that guy. And you also got Wilson that didn't see the field last year.
I read an article today about Wilson that he didn't. He was healthy, but to learn the plays, that's what cost him. That's why he didn't get into the starting lineup, because he was not picking up the playbook very quickly.
Tomlin's phrase is getting on a moving train. Apparently, he wasn't on a moving train. Couldn't get there last year, so there was no real time to put him in. You know what I mean? It just didn't happen. So there's going to be hopefully a big year for Wilson, a big year for Faratano, a big year for some of these fellas.
Okay, so Metcalf, Austin, Roman Wilson, Ben Skowronek,
obviously a receiver, sure.
And the other one was Scotty Miller. That's without George Pickens. That's 5. Yep. That's not good.
It's not good, but if they trade George Pickens, they'd have to have a plan. Right? They have to. You're not just going to trade away one of your better players and go, "I'll see you later."
So you would trade Pickens, even though he's troublesome, for a receiver, a rookie receiver, having pretty much the only person in the locker room in the receiving thing would be Metcalf that you could count on.
My thing would be, it's more the contract, because his contract runs out next year. There's no more contracts. So then why not go get a younger receiver who's 22, 23 for a 4-year deal? Send Pickens away to get back more picks, because you need picks, because you've only got 6, and then get a receiver and get another pick. They did it with Claypool. They keep turning the receivers in and out.
Yeah, Steelers are like that Oklahoma billionaire that every 15 years trades in for another trophy wife. That's the way they look at their. They're like,
that's a good analogy.
Yeah.
I saw some wrinkle cream in her dresser. It's time for her to go.
So like one of their friends asked that guy, and how's what's a lady's name? Lisa. Oh no, it's now someone else. It's Melissa. Oh, okay. Sounds similar. Yeah, You don't know who you got behind that in the car.
I don't know. I just think that If we have Mason Rudolph at quarterback as number one, you trade. If you sign somebody else that's not Mason,
That's a
you
fair
keep
point.
Pickens.
Yeah, I think either way we're good. I think it's good that I would love to see DK Metcalf and Pickens together. I'm not against that. I think that what Shane is saying
Nobody
is
could
maybe
cover him. Who could cover him?
yeah, no, it'd be fun offense to watch, but I think that it just be an idea to get back some draft picks and try and build through the roster. And maybe they are building sneakily for 2026. They keep talking about that too. So yeah, Yin's Nation Sports says, can they tag Pickens next year? So I'm just gonna tag him and yeah, possibly you could tag him as a franchise player. George says I would hold on to him. So
Not with the money.
Yeah, definitely. But this has been one of the things I think that the Steelers fans have been talking about is obviously they didn't bring back Najee Harris and you know they went in a different direction, but they could trade him back away Pickens to get more picks and you know build younger for the roster. But let's go back to the very beginning for last month, and we're going to do this Aaron Rodgers thing because he's been working out. A-Rod's been working out with DK Metcalf. Here he is, two best buds.
That's not
working
Photoshop
out
either.
No, it's not. He's working out on the West Coast, I think, throwing the football. Bubba, what does this mean? Does this mean anything?
This means that eventually Pat McAfee's show, he's coming out and that is going to be the suspense is over. It's going to be a full house. It's big time, prime time. Look, why is he throwing to Metcalf anyway? Like he could be throwing to Jordy Nelson, his buddy Jordy Nelson, to keep his arm good. Something is just
out of all the receivers in the entire NFL, he chose DK Metcalf, who just signed for the Steelers.
Brown. I mean, you know what I mean? Like just a good receiver to catch the balls is all you need. You don't need the Steelers' number one receiver. That's something.
Yeah, is there anything to? I think there's a lot to this. Shano, do you think there's anything to this picture?
You don't just go to LA to hang out. If you're in LA, there's other things to do than to throw catch with Aaron Rodgers, unless there's some sort of there's smoke, there's fire. That's all I gotta say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely there's something to it, but like I said at the start of the show, I think the Minnesota Vikings still in play. I think Rodgers is still trying to make a choice or decision, and I think it's now at the point where to be honest, like if he just walks away and ghosts the Steelers, that would be crazy because he's been so connected to them for the last month. Also, too, Coach Tomlin talked about it. Omar Khan talked about it. Art Rooney II said he's waiting, I think, for him to. You guys see those comments too, Bubba? Rooney's comments?
It's just, I have never seen anything like this in my entire life. It's just every year, the Steelers quarterback situation gets worse and worse with delaying the inevitable.
Yeah.
Last year we didn't think we were going to get those two at a good price, and we did. Now this year, because we didn't spend a lot of money last year, we're going to spend money this year to get what if we sign him. It's going to be big money.
Here are the two comments I got from Jerry Dulac. It says Art Rooney II has had a good feeling about Aaron Rodgers and signs are pointing in the right direction. And also from Brooke Pryor, she says Art Rooney said this. Are you content to wait for A-Rod? Art Rooney II says, not forever, but a little while longer. Could that be the Pat McAfee show?
Yeah, that's it.
Like, what's going on?
That's next week. Next Wednesday's the Pat McAfee show.
You guys will be on it, I think.
No, if we're on it, God bless America. I'll retire from my job.
Well, you guys will be like, you'll be on while it's on, I think. Same time. Your show's on 9 p.m.
I'll have it on, or I don't know if it will be on because I don't know if it'll be live or you have to be there to see what's going on. I don't know.
I think it'd be live. You know, but has Aaron Rodgers pushes the Steelers organization into a corner and said, you know, just wait for me to make a choice? Is that what it is? Looks like it. Certainly looks like it, doesn't it?
They have no choice, and that's why they're waiting, because I can't believe the Steelers are going to wait for any player.
Yeah, it does seem like it's a bit odd because Art Rooney, out of all of them, Mike Tomlin was covering it up with his coach speak, and Omar Khan did a good job too as well. You know, we want to build the quarterback room, and then Art Rooney just simply said, not forever, but a little while longer, and pointing in the right direction. So he just, you know, everyone's trying to hold a secret, and he said, "Oh yeah, we do want him here."
They probably told him to be quiet. Thanks, Art.
So I'm okay with if it does happen. I've kind of I've bit the bullet now. If it happens, it happens. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be a fun season and whatever. But I'm just waiting for it to happen. And as you said, Bubba, this could be a thing where it is actually on the Pat McAfee show. Walks out, terrible towel.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, I'm signing for the Steelers for a 2-year contract. We've made a deal for $35 million a year or something like that. And he comes out and says black and yellow, and I'll lose my shit. Because if he says black and yellow, it's black and gold. You know what I mean? I'll be like, or he's like, hello, Philadelphia. You know?
When you're in Scranton.
Yeah. So,
well, all I can say is I'm going to use one of your terms for us to be patient. She'll be right. Right?
Yeah, it's true. She'll be right. Is a really good analogy right now.
Fans. That mantra, they might make it through. But until then, everybody's either ignoring the news or watching every little bit that's out there. There's no middle of the road with Steelers fans.
There's a certain point, though, when she'll be right turns into, she'll be right. You know, you're going to get a bit more frustrated near the end, you know what I mean?
That's it.
You're going to be more like, I don't know.
We need some offense to compete with Cincinnati and the Ravens. We need some firepower to keep up with these guys.
Well, the draft has lots of running backs and lots of good receivers this year. So, if this is the year, we might not get a good quarterback, but you can get a receiver or
how about a nose tackle?
Before we go into the draft talk just yet, I wanted to figure out because we talked. There was I think there was Mike Tomlin talking about a plan A, plan B, and plan C in terms of quarterbacks, right? What's a plan B if the Steelers don't get the deal done with Rodgers? What happens next? Is it simply going to the draft, or is it really relying on Mason Rudolph to have a breakout year? What's the plan B, Shane, without no Rodgers? If he goes to the Vikings or goes somewhere else?
Absolutely Mason Rudolph, the 110%, because whoever's in the draft cannot just come in and play an NFL snap. There's nobody in the draft that has that kind of juice. Oh, I'm just saying, just nobody. Even Jackson Dart is not that guy.
Okay. So who does Jackson Dart play for? This is going to be help me with my mock drafting skills in the next few weeks. But who is Jackson Dart? Who's he again? Is he Ole Miss? Am I wrong?
Yeah, Ole Miss.
Okay, I know that much. So he won't, if the Steelers were to reach and get him in round 1, which I don't want to happen, he's a no-go. He's like more of a project kind of player.
I just don't think he'll be ready to go like come August. That's a lot for a kid to learn. They say he's really bright, but I just don't see it. Even Ben, it was a couple weeks into the season when he started playing.
Well, that was because he got shoved in because Maddox went down with injury.
Right, that's right.
And he wasn't supposed to go in.
That's right.
It was going to be Tom Maddox taking that team.
Maybe Rudolph is the new Maddox. Maybe he's the I looked at it. I didn't know too as well.
Maddox is a good quarterback.
I went back, right. Apparently he had like a 4 or 5 year break or something. Something happened. I didn't know that.
Who, Maddox? Tommy?
Yeah.
Tommy was an insurance agent. He was a number 1 pick for the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, then he had like time off for a long time, and then he came back to the Steelers or something. He went
to the XFL and was the MVP.
Ah, okay. And Steelers said, "Okay, we're going to bring you over." Because I started watching football was his, I think, first year with the Steelers. It was
he had the greatest Steeler comeback in playoff history.
Yeah, and then Big Ben started after. So Shane, so you're saying, okay, no Rodgers, he goes to another team. We're gonna Mason Rudolph is QB1, draft a quarterback, but not round 1. That can't happen.
Well, I mean, they could go round 1, but I don't know. I don't know. I haven't looked at a mock draft in like 2 weeks. Like, where is Jackson Dart going to fall? I mean, is he going to be at 21? The Steelers could pick him up. I don't know. I think these quarterbacks are going to fall a little farther down what people think.
We do not need to draft a quarterback at the 21 pick in the first round. That is, especially if you got defensive linemen who we do need, and we definitely need it. I just think we stick with Mason Rudolph, get another quarterback, and try to get him along, because it'd be Skylar Thompson would be the second string quarterback, and that's not good either. So
I just looked up. Jackson Dart's 21 years of age, so he just learned how to drink. Yeah, right. QB 21. Oh, 21 and being 21. Many Steelers fans were right. I hope not. I hope they don't right. I think the city's trying to get ready for next year in 2026. I think it's interesting that if Rodgers doesn't go, what do you think, Bubba? What's going to happen? Plan B. What's Plan B if there's no Rodgers?
Plan B, no Aaron Rodgers. Mason Rudolph starts at quarterback. We have Skylar Thompson as your second string quarterback due to the fact of the experience that he has. They draft somebody in the later picks because, like I said, they need defensive line help. They need it bad. They don't have it. They need it. And then they probably will draft maybe a running back because it's a third round pick. So and maybe in the fourth they get a quarterback that they can groom as a third string quarterback. Now there's some other guys still out there, some veteran serviceable quarterbacks. The Flaccos, the Carson Wentz's, the Kirk Cousins. If something happens out of the blue, I don't know, but just stick with Mason. It's less than $8 million for 2 years. And then next year we'll see where we're at and try to get a quarterback and then maybe trade up for a quarterback.
Have you guys seen how much money Kirk Cousins has made in his career for being like an average quarterback? Over like $180 million. He's made so much money in the quarterback deals and like pretty much done average things. Yeah, like good things, but average things as well. Yeah. Don says on your side, everyone talked about how wonderful Wilson was because he long passes, but Mason throws he does as well. It's good deep balls as Wilson. I agree.
That's a good point.
Yep, I agree too, Don.
Chris 716 says I can go Primati. There you go. Thank you, mate. Hope you get one.
Get a sandwich. Don't put the coleslaw on the side, Chris, because it sucks. Don't do it.
Do you guys have them? You guys have them where you live? You have Primatis and that?
I do.
Yeah. We just have a new one, like 20 minutes, 15 minutes from my house. But the service sucks. It's so slow.
Why?
It's terrible.
You're not tipping them enough, Bubba.
No, they see me and then 10 minutes later they come. Oh, can I take your order? I mean, that's bad.
Last time I went to Permanis, we were out to eat for lunch, and my wife decided to buy a car just right while we were eating.
Wow, that was a good Permanis sandwich.
Must have been a good one.
It's crazy. Not going back there for a while.
Okay, last time I was in Primatis was actually when I was meant to go home and delayed my flight, so I was like somewhere outside Pittsburgh Steelers Airport, some like weird area. You know what I mean?
Before you get that, or did you get a burger?
No, I got a Primati sandwich. I got
how did you get there?
It was across from my hotel. The hotel I was staying. I walk across the road, and I got like the normal one. Sometimes I can't read you guys' menu though, because there's so many different things on there.
What do you mean a normal one? What's a normal one?
It's because it's in English. I'll fucking abbreviate it.
Wait, no, I can't like some of the words, and then like we don't have this stuff back home.
Like cheese?
I had the normal beef or whatever it is, like the
corned beef
burger. Nah, not corned beef. Nah, not that. Nah, just a normal beef burger one. I think it was.
Oh my!
Yeah,
the number one or number two.
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember.
You get the Barry Bonds.
And I was having a lot of Pepsi or Coke or whatever because it was like I think is it free when you keep drinking more and more? Don't have any beers. Yeah. And I was watching the stupid Bengals versus the Texans. I believe the game was on. They won.
That.
But yeah, okay. Coleslaw goes on the sandwich. There you go.
Yeah, you can't eat it on the side. It's terrible.
Yeah, Market Square was the second one built ever. It's a good franchise.
Really well. I did not know that. I know the original. I've been to the original one that has all the paintings on the wall.
That's the first one I went to.
Yeah, and that little old lady could take your order without even writing it down.
That's the one in the strip, right?
Yeah, I heard a guy in line. This was 20 years ago when I went there. It was like my second time there. And the first time I was kind of lukewarm on it. But they won me over when a guy ordered stuff on the side. And he said, Long John Silver's is about 6 miles from here. Go there. I put everything on. Yeah, that's what he told the guy. He's like, okay. He's like, pick it off if you don't like it.
I thought she was amazing. I got 2 sandwiches. I got 2 Permanis.
Yeah, I think the first time when I went there was like, obviously now I've been to Pittsburgh 4 times and I met you guys there. Yeah, last year, Christmas. Like it's fun. But the first time I went to Pittsburgh was like probably the best experience. I've never been there before. I've been a fan for 17 years. Everyone said to me, oh, you got to go to Primati's and whatever. I went to Redbeard's in downtown. I thought that was pretty cool. But I went to Primatis and I had like an Iron City and I had like, it was pretty awesome first sandwich. I was like, oh, this is all right.
Well, the Iron City topped it off. You're not a real Steeler fan until you drink an Iron.
I like drinking the other ones too. What are the Iron Cities that have like
the Icy Lights?
Yeah, I didn't know what that was until.
Well, the Icy Lights like watered down. You drink a 6-pack of Iron City, it's like drinking a case.
And it's chunky. It's made of Mon River Valley. It has some of the Allegheny River Valley water. A little bit of chunk to it.
Red beards can eat shit. That's funny because last night I was watching back some draft coverage with us and Matty Peveril and other guys on the show too. And Jada was even 2 years ago said that Red beards is shit. So he's keeping his promise, right? Because there's two Red beards. There's one in Mount Washington, like up top. I'm pretty sure I went to that one, and there's another one downtown. There you go. G'day, Jamal. What's going on? All right, let's get back into some more Steelers talk. So my plan B is, I think, obviously draft a quarterback, but not too high. Go with Mason Rudolph, and then just make him the QB1, or have a quarterback competition, which I probably do, and then maybe Mason Rudolph wins it. But
he should win it because there's nobody else that. There's no other competition if we don't sign.
But if they bring a draftee in, they're going to make it like a.
If we have a draft. A rookie quarterback draft, win and beat out Mason Rudolph, what kind of season are we going to have? So we'll definitely not be anywhere near that we should be, because we have a rookie quarterback, and there's no rookie quarterbacks, like Shane said, that I would want to be starting right now.
9-8 could be a possibility. Yeah, 8 and 9,
maybe not even that.
I think we all just are waiting for Rodgers to make the choice, right? It looks like you're working out with Metcalf and. Rooney's talking about, we can wait a bit and this, and this. But yeah, what if the plan B is really that he doesn't sign, which he probably will. Like he's going to sign, right? I think.
I don't know.
You don't know?
This is the most perplexing situation that the Steelers have had in my entire longevity of being a Steeler fan. I have never seen this with quarterback dilemmas since Ben retired. We have been through, I believe, 5 or 6 quarterbacks now.
I think 5. Yeah, 5. Yeah, 5.
I mean, and if we sign Aaron, that's 6.
Yeah. You think I was thinking today as well when I was waking up, thinking about topics and that. You think there's a lot of pressure on Aaron Rodgers to win a championship? Is he going to be like coming gun ho? I'm the black and gold Steeler, and here we go. Let's win number 7, or what? Is he here for a paycheck?
Probably a paycheck, maybe.
I think at this point of his career, it's a little bit of all those things. Okay, it's a little bit he wants to win a championship. It's a little bit he doesn't want to. He wants to win a championship. A little bit he wants to finish on a high note. A little bit he wants the money. A little bit's ego, and then sprinkled into that is some sort of madness he has where he's a hippie, and he's telling himself through these retreats and through wearing parkas and walking on the beach that he doesn't care. When deep down inside, he's a killer. You know what I'm saying? He's like that guy that just spent, 8 years downrange in a tier 1 unit and then goes and sits on his couch in log cabin trying to he's going to go to Africa as a mercenary. This guy is a straight up gunslinger, and he wants to tear shit up, and he's coming to Pittsburgh to light the AFC up, guys. The North is gonna be sore ass.
If he signs and wins one playoff game, it all depends on where we're at. If we capture the division, he wins one playoff game. We're in the AFC Championship game.
You think he's gonna have that fire to obviously? I think at the moment he's really stringing then the Steelers along a little bit. I feel like that's a bit of a Aaron Rodgers move. Like, why hasn't he signed yet? Like everything's pointing to yes. All signs saying yes. He's throwing the football with everyone. Why can't he come out tomorrow and sign?
He's waiting for the best deal. Maybe he's waiting for the best deal if Minnesota ups the ante, or if the Steelers match it just a little bit. Because the Minnesota Vikings have to get through Detroit to get to anywhere. They have to get through Detroit.
But I'm just saying, like, there has to be, if you say that killer instinct, like, I'm not saying go for a bad, cheap deal, But A-Rod, the perception now is to me is when you sign, like I want to see some wins. I want to see like a Super Bowl or something because you're putting the Steelers fan base through a lot of frustration. Like we don't know who our quarterback is, and it looks like the Steelers are like, "Hey, we've got a deal for if you want," but he just won't sign it until this, until something happens.
I'm going to ask you a question. Do you think it's as simple as this? As simple as what Bubba said last week. The deal signed. He's just waiting to go on Pat Mac,
probably
with Hawk, with his fake bookcase backdrop, and drop the announcement, right?
Yeah, I guess it really could be because maybe that's why Art Rooney said that not forever, but a little while longer. How long are you content on waiting on Aaron Rodgers?
Know what I watched about a week ago about this quarterback stuff and situation, because we had a quarterback. They signed and they traded a quarterback, and I believe he would have been the number one quarterback because he spent a year under Ben, but then he got killed down in Florida. And then this has ruined all this quarterbacking stuff because Dwayne Haskins probably would have been our starting quarterback. Just by all this stuff. And then what happened, the tragedy that happened that people forgot, because I forgot until I watched that video recently last week when I saw that. And then they had to draft. They had to scurry, and then that's when they got Kenny Pickens. So
Kenny
it hasn't been Pickens. Yeah, Kenny Pickett. But
sorry,
Kenny. No, it's okay. And then it hasn't been right since. And they just been. And that guy that did that video had me thinking, if he wouldn't have died, he would have gave Mitch Trubisky definitely a run for his money.
Yeah. Haskins was
and Haskins had a better arm, and that could have been our
young
starter.
Quarterback, 24. Very, very sad what happened. Yeah, dead set.
And I totally forgot about him as a situational Steeler. We wouldn't even be talking about this because maybe Haskins would been a viable quarterback for the Steelers for a couple years, and he had only been like 27 or 28. I don't know.
You think the knee-jerk reaction was to go and get Kenny Pickett first round, and they just wanted another quarterback right then and there. They've kind of learned their mistakes.
That and the Pitt stuff.
Wait a second. I thought Joe Exotic killed Carol Haskins, or tried to kill Carol Haskins.
What's Joe? Is that the Tiger guy? I've never seen that. I've never seen that in my life. I don't watch anybody TV shows. All I watch is which is Steelers.
That'll suck in. That's good. Good show.
Pickens the pass.
Well, that was
I mess up names all the time.
That was a reality show, right? It was a real show with a guy who owned a tiger.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Tiger King. Good show.
Okay, he was a real dude. All right. Yeah. I don't know. We are who they thought they were because we're in the same spot we were last month, but. A-Rod, it may just be that the deal was done.
Worse. I think we're worse now than we were a month ago.
Why is that?
No, because we got rid of Najee.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't signed too many besides Metcalf. We haven't signed the defensive line. They got like third string or fourth string defensive linemen. They got signed from New England. They just didn't capitalize on some people that they could have signed because they had some money and they could have made some moves. I don't think that they made the Metcalf move, but that was it. That's just my opinion.
If they were to say Aaron Rodgers does sign tomorrow or in 8 days' time, are we back in the hunt for a championship?
I'm going to say he'll get us that one playoff. We have to get one playoff victory and go from there. And if he gets that one playoff victory, he's already better than any quarterback since Big Ben in the last 5 years, 6 years.
Well, I looked it up as well, right? I looked at like Super Bowl champions who have won age 40, and like Tom Brady won it was like 40, 43. Maybe he's just trying to do what Brady did. And I was looking up like oldest players too, like 40 plus. There were a few, but not too many who were 40 plus. The other bloke was like back in the 20s, George Blanda. I think he was a quarterback. Like the Bears or someone, but he played for like 27 years. But that back then the game was different. The game was heaps different. So
and the offensive line was like 225 pounds.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just feel like the Aaron Rodgers situation, the deal's there. It looks like it's done. Sign So what's the wait? Why are you waiting? And now the more you wait, Steel fans are getting frustrated. And then once you do sign, there's going to be. I'm actually going to put a lot of expectations for him to win a championship for us. Because if he's meant to be one of the best players out there, I'm going to turn around to him and say, you got to start winning. You got to go. You know?
If he signs every Tuesday, he's going to talk about being a Steeler on the Pat McAfee show the whole year long.
Yeah, because he's got a he's got a deal, right?
Tomlin's not going to tell him Tomlin's not going to tell him anything. He's not going to listen to Tomlin.
Yeah, but I just think that, look, once it happens. I'm fine with it now. I don't really care anymore.
Yeah,
I just want to see him play. But like, if everyone knows it, if the owner knows it, the coach is like, oh, we're waiting. You know, everyone knows it. Just fucking sign.
Well, this could be the last. This could be the last hurrah for any type of going to the Super Bowl or bust, because it might be a while before we even talk about this. We have a future Hall of Fame quarterback, and you know, even though he's an aging gunslinger, and every aging gunslinger in the westerns always comes out victorious in the movies. That's always.
True. Yeah. You never know. You might.
I'm not buying a jersey though. If it's a 12, people are going to be pissed.
Yeah, but you might see like the refs might give him, maybe set the narrative up better for us. I don't know. I'm just.
It'll make good ratings. It'll be good ratings for the whole year.
Do you think the NFL, like, if there is this sort of, NFL conspiracy theory, do you think the NFL will start favoring the Steelers again, like they did years ago?
No. I just see if he signs, we just get one. If he gets us one victory in the playoffs, that is more than almost 9 years. So that's a lot of talk. And then it's all house money that he's playing with. If he gets us into the playoffs and he wins one victory, I'll be singing his effing praises for a while if he gets us in there.
What if it backfires? What if he goes 4-13?
Then I'll be bitching the whole time.
Alrighty, guys, that's enough A-Rod talk. Let's talk about some draft stuff. Before we do, I want to bring up one other thing. I found this really funny. This was a Browns thing. The Browns owner, Jimmy Haslam, said, we took a big swing and miss with Deshaun Watson. We thought we had the quarterback. We didn't. We gave a lot of draft picks to get him. So here we are, dug ourselves out of the hole. Entire organization decision. It ends with D. Haslam, that's Jimmy's wife and whatnot. So hold us accountable. What are your thoughts about that? I think it's funny. I think it's so funny that they finally realized they made a bad mistake. Bubba, what do you think?
Good for them. I'm glad Jimmy is not a Steeler minority owner anymore, thank God, because he went to Cleveland and just evaporated from the inside.
Yeah, I think it's funny they finally made, because he's meant to, I think, have an injury next year as well. So I don't think he's like re-injured or something. So all that money goes towards him. Oh, so much money. What do you think about that, Shane? Is anything to take from that in our scenario, or the Browns just being the Browns?
That was Captain Obvious. That's just like, what color's a Black Panther? Blue. That's like 2 equals 2 plus 2 equals cupcake. I don't know. I mean, they're eating crayons up there in Ohio. So what can you say?
Sorry, fellas. I'm sneezing. Yeah, I've got bloody stuff going everywhere.
No.
It always happens because it's like, I don't know, I've got the allergies and whatnot. But yeah, I think it's kind of funny. I think it's they wasted so many draft picks and money and all that kind of stuff. Now they've got Kenny Pickett. Could be a possibility that Kirk Cousins could be could you imagine Kirk Cousins as a Browns quarterback and Aaron Rodgers as like the Steelers, and then you had Lamar Jackson and Burrow? That'd be the weirdest AFC North, QB, like, I don't know. It'd just be weird. Like A-Rod as a Steeler versus Kirk Cousins as a Brown. Is that going to sell tickets? Maybe 10 years ago. Maybe not now.
Well, it's still a Cleveland Steeler matchup, so it'll always. They could have Mike Tomczak quarterback, and then somebody from the Browns, and it's still a rivalry.
Yeah, but you've got old man Rodgers do it, the belt thing. Like I never liked that. If he does the belt thing, and then
but if he does it for a Steeler, if he scores a touchdown to Metcalf, and he does the double check, I'm all in for it. I'm telling you.
He might if he passes, but he ain't running 40 yards or 12 yards. There's no way he can run.
No.
So That's one thing too. Mobility wise, Rodgers just can't run anymore. Can't do it. All right, fellas, we'll talk about the draft now, because I want to get you guys' thoughts on what you guys want to happen in. Let's start with round 1. And Shane, what player or what position do you want the Steelers to draft?
I'm starting to lean towards what Bubba's saying. I was kind of going along the lines they need a receiver, but that's if they get rid of Pickens. But they're going to probably go defensive tackle like Kenneth Grant. Maybe Tyleek Williams. I don't know, either one of those guys.
So big deal, guys. What about you, Bubba?
Same. I've been preaching this for a long time. We need we need a nose tackle. We need someone to clog up that line because our run defense is putrid. 299 yards in that playoff game against the Ravens is still, we're shell shocked. That defense has to step up. I quit watching Hard Knocks after we lost all them games. I still haven't finished it. And that's what I want. And we should have had it a couple years ago, but the Eagles took that Jordan Davis, and I wanted him, and then they drafted him before us, and then we took Kenny Pickett.
There's one dude out there, I forgot his name, but he's like 380 pounds or something like that, 400 pounds. Woo! You know who I'm talking about, the D lineman?
I saw one that was 400 and some pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, real big dude. What's his name?
Big guy.
If anyone knows in the chat, he's like the biggest defensive lineman, I think, in the draft. He's meant to go like round 2 or 3. I can't remember his name.
Is he quick though? Just because he's big?
Nah, he's just a big dude, man. He's like
too slow to get off the line. He could be beat.
I'm gonna look him up. He's like the biggest dude, like D lineman in a long time.
Yeah, I seen that one guy who was 400 pounds. He did like 35 bench press or something times.
Yeah, I saw that. I know the kid.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. Anyways, maybe the chat might be able to help me out. He's a really big guy. There's a massive guy that's like that played for someone. He's like, almost in my language, 170 kilos, 160, and he's just like an anchor. He just sits there in the middle and takes on 2 blokes at once. It's crazy. Like, he's insane. But mine's the Dion Walker. Okay, I'll look him up in a second. Yeah, mine's very similar. I think, like, not being a drive dude or whatnot, I think, D-line has to be a priority. They got to go younger. They got to fill the nose tackle position or D tackle or whatever it may be. That's where I think the Steelers are going to go. If they go first round quarterback, I will be a bit pissed off because I'd rather see him go this year and play Mason Rudolph with a better defense than bring in a rookie quarterback who's 21, 22. Is there any possibility, Bubba, that the quarterback is chosen in round 1?
I hope not.
Is that the guy? That's the guy.
I hope not, because I'll be just as angry as you are. I
might be
don't
this
think
dude,
we need to draft a quarterback in the first round on our defensive line. We only have, like, God bless Cam Hayward, but Cam is older. We don't have, and the backups are just backups. If somebody gets hurt, we are effed. Because Keanu Benton, and it's just because Larry Ogunjobi is gone. So, and then that Logan Lee comes back from a rookie injury. If he comes back, we don't know how he's going to be. Loudermilk, we know how Loudermilk is. Martavius Adams, we know how he is. So, and that's not even guaranteed that some of those guys make the team in training camp. So we need somebody.
All right, this guy is, Desmond Watson. Thank you, Afton. Desmond Watson is 464 pounds, which in my language is like 180 kilos. Watson could be the heaviest NFL draft pick ever. 6'6", 464.
Yeah, he ran.
Apparently
he ran under a 5-second 40.
Well, he got me beat. Well, sign him.
36 bench press reps. What are they lifting?
225 pounds.
Okay. So he's a big dude. Like, I don't know if he's gonna be number 1, but that'd be fun to bring in a guy like that, right? Just for training camp at least.
Do you give him 3 digits?
That's a big guy.
He'll lose 30. He might lose 30 pounds at training camp. He might be down to like 420 or 430.
I bet.
Yeah.
He'll lose some weight.
Obviously, this is my language. Like Shane said, I can't read English, but we do kilograms here. And he's about like 180 kilos. That's huge to me. Like, that's just big, like, I want someone like that. If you had a guy, if that guy was in the Ravens game last year, he wouldn't be running over him.
King Kong Bundy was 6'5" and 460 pounds. So you can only imagine what King Kong Bundy, the WWE wrestler, compared to this guy. And this guy's more agile and more quicker than Bundy.
When I see it, right, because I see 464 pounds and it means nothing to me, right? But when I read it in kilos, I'm like, holy shit! Like that's 203 kilos. That's a massive dude. Like I'm about 98. That's like two of me.
That's African.
That's a big dude.
But if we see pounds and it's 400 and some pounds, we're like, oh man, that's a lot of weight.
Yeah, I know, but it's just so hard for me to like register how big it is until I know when it's in my language. You know, I need a bit of. We do kilos and we do stuff like that. You guys do weird things, yards and
convert.
It's just I don't know. You guys don't have chicken burgers. You have like chicken sandwiches and shit like that. It's all different.
We got takeout and you got takeaway, layaway.
Yeah, I PayPal my takeaway sometimes, so it's like anything over $30, I can pay it in 4 goes over 8 weeks. It's great.
Okay.
So you ever done that before?
No.
Oh, you gotta save some. You gotta spend your money out thin, right?
I'll just go drive up the road and go get my stuff. And get it on my way home.
Anyways, so yeah, he's a big guy. Like I would say, anyone around, round 1 pick. I'm not sure if it's going to be him or it's going to be someone else, but I wouldn't mind seeing if they went for a 3rd round, right, or someone like that. But yeah, I think D line. What are some other players or positions that you guys want to see?
I want to see cornerback and oh my goodness, who else would I like to see? You know, of course, there's some great running backs. You know, but a cornerback and safety. You know, I can see them picking later rounds, maybe 4th round running back.
Definitely need a running back too.
I'd say a 3rd round running back. They definitely need a running back. They definitely need a running back.
You're going to see, you heard it here, Omar Khan is going to do some shifting. You're going to see him trade maybe for move up or let another team move up from like maybe 21 to, you know, he might take
28
and get a 2nd round pick. He's going to be wheeling and dealing because
so he's not stuck there at 21. He's going to draft back to the later rounds, get a 2nd round pick.
He's going to manipulate it. So
that could happen. And then we still have George Pickens.
Yeah, could be possible. Yeah, that'd be a win right there. Because we only have 6 picks in this draft. So maybe he's going to finesse an idea to move back from 21 to 30 or something and then get 2 2nd round picks. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not too sure how that's going to work out. Jamal says cornerback, yes, maybe even in the 1st. What are your thoughts about that? Any cornerbacks in the 1st round?
I think there's a lot of I don't think I'm not a draft guru, but what I've been reading is there's not a lot of great like guys that stand out, and if there are, they're going to be in the top 10. So then there's the drop off. I think you can get a good one in the 3rd. You know, I'm trying to think of that kid's name. Shoot, it was from Kansas State. I think Jacob Parrish. You know, he was he could play like man to man. I remember when he played against the West Virginia.
Yeah, you're right. Parrish, yeah, you're right. Yep.
He was real good, and he could play inside, outside, and he would be a good one. And then, you know, Jordan Clark is a good dude at Notre Dame. He's a safety. He's going to be played around. I mean, even if I don't even think he's going to get drafted, but he's Ryan Clark's kid.
And
really?
Mike Tomlin.
Tomlin will pick him up as a free agent.
Yeah, you know how the Steelers like to do that. They like to do that the family plan.
Is he any good, though? Is he any good?
He's pretty good. I mean, he played nickel cornerback and safety. I mean, that's something the Steelers like to have, that versatility. So, you know, Clark's a neat skill set for the Steelers to have. You know, he's kind of like that Hayward's little brother, you know, kind of that versatility. But
what's his name? His first name?
Jordan Clark.
Okay.
Played Notre Dame. He's a good ball player. I think he's a better 2nd generation player than the other one, which would be Joey Porter's kid. So,
you think he's better than Joey Porter's kid?
You know,
I'm just saying because
Joey Porter was overrated. I think my opinion. But that's because I'm not a Penn State guy. I'm not a homer for that, But I think Jordan Clark would be a safe pick. He's projected to go in the 7th round, but I don't think he's going to get drafted unless the Steelers take a risk.
If that's a last round pick and he's still there, I bet you the Steelers do pick him based on the fact because Ryan Clark loves Mike Tomlin. And isn't Tomlin's son in a draft too? Or no?
I don't know.
No.
I think it might be. But he's like a receiver, right?
Yeah, he's a receiver, I believe. I can't.
Are you allowed to draft your own son? Can you draft your own son?
You could, but I can't see that happening because that's a lot of pressure. Because if he doesn't make it,
Jared Devil said that's the Steelers pick for sure. Yeah, that's something the Steelers would do.
Yep.
So I read that and I'm like, that has to go in the show.
Yeah. And I didn't know that. I didn't know he had a kid that old. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's been a while since our Super Bowl 40 and 43, isn't it?
Yeah.
Almost 17 years. During your mock drafts, fellas, what names are coming up when you did the first round? Who was available?
The Grant was available. Him and that. What was the other one? The other
kid from Oregon.
The other defensive lineman.
Yeah, there's Harmon from Oregon.
Yeah, that was the number one pick was a D lineman in most of our picks. Now, like I said before, Rich Smoke traded and got like 10 or 12 picks, and actually Afton did really, really good too. Afton did better than I did.
Yeah, Afton killed it. Afton had like a B plus.
Yeah, mine was a C.
Rich had like an A. So I mean, I think they're good drafts that those kids.
Because he actually wanted draft capita, so he traded twice, I believe, to get more picks.
Yeah.
So and he got every position that we needed because he based it all on more picks. So,
that if you think about it mathematically, that makes more sense because you have a better chance. It's like buying lottery tickets. You have a better chance.
And Rich had more draft offers. Yes, you're
absolutely talking about lottery tickets. Bubba gave me lottery tickets and I won $12. Thank you, Bubba.
Oh, well, God bless you,
Rich. There you go.
Well, I can't win for shit, but go ahead. Damn. You can eat some pizza now too.
So what are some other positions then the Steelers probably don't need? What do you think they're going to avoid?
I think the groundskeeper position's pretty locked in.
Which one, Shane? Sorry, which one?
Groundskeeper.
I don't know. He was getting some good points last year, some minus points as well.
They don't need a center.
Kicker.
They don't need any centers, no kickers, no tight ends.
What about guards and stuff like that? They're going to go for the offensive line?
I think they need probably a guard, maybe.
They can get a guard.
They can get a guard. And there's some tackles out there, free agent tackles still out there if they want to sign. There's some still people they could sign if they truly wanted to. There's some still people that they have money to actually sign to actually solidify this team more.
Wait a minute. Sorry, cut you off. I think Roberta's right. I think Dino isn't there. I think Dino Tomlin's in the draft. You gonna draft his son?
No, there's no way he can. Because if he's terrible, he'll just.
What about if he was an undrafted free agent? Dino Tomlin. Is he eligible? I think he might be eligible this year for the draft.
If he's a free agent, maybe he does sign him. Because there's a lot. I mean, if you're signing your kid, that means he has a lot of added pressure to try to make the team.
But what does that send to the locker room? Then you've got Cameron Hayward's brother.
It's like
what I mean.
It's like the Waltons.
I don't know if the Steelers would want that drama because they're going to ask him every day why they didn't play him or whatever, or did you cut him? I don't think he would sign him, to be honest. His son would get picked up by the Cardinals or Chargers practice squad or something like that.
He'll probably sign with the Ravens.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's very Harbaugh.
Yeah.
So he was that's like a movie, isn't it? Like that's like the Little Giants movie or something like that.
Now, Mark, I know Bob would do this, but Mark, I'm going to ask you: if you're the Ravens coach, just to get under Tomlin's skin, would you bring him in?
Oh, 100%. Oh, 100%. I would bring him in for like all training camp and cut him. Yeah.
Yep. Last day, 100%.
Cut him. Yeah, if it's like if that's the way they do things and it's like not frowned upon, I would probably bring him in and say, I'll give him a chance,
But if he
mate.
has a good, Afton said he had a good pro. Did he have a good pro day?
Yeah, there was an article around that too. Dino Tomlin had a good pro day. But I'm just saying,
if he did, they might sign him if he's a free agent.
But what about the I don't know if you're not.
Because you're going to be more harder. You're going to be more harder on your son than anybody.
It's like a movie. It's like a movie. It's a movie.
Well,
you know.
I don't know. Is Craig Woodson? Is that Rod Woodson's kid?
I think so.
Is he good too? Oh, we're going to sign everybody this next year.
all the sons and brothers and whatnot. No good idea. I'm thinking the same. I don't know if it would be a good idea to bring your son in under.
It's good for show talk, but that's about it, guys. This is just.
But if he's that good, stating he had a great pro day and he's that good as a slot receiver, and you sign him as a free agent, and then if he doesn't make it, and you're the prick that's got to cut your own kid, you're a prick.
Imagine this Super Bowl storyline: Coach Tomlin and his son, third wide receiver, having a brilliant year with Aaron Old Man Rodgers, and we go and win Super Bowl, and they both hug, and everyone's happy. That's what we want. It could happen. You never know.
That's a hallmark.
If that's Afton says he has a 4.4 38 vertical and a 10.6, that's pretty good.
Is Afton working for the NFL at the moment?
Not bad.
That's pretty good.
Afton's on fire every time I see the chat. It's like, by the way, Mike, this, she's
and as a free agent, it's not hurting. It's not, and I'm crazy saying this, but if he's a free agent and Pittsburgh, you know what I mean? And he's that good as an athlete, because being his father's son, he has a lot of expectations that he knows that he cannot be able to get by just being Mike Tomlin's kid.
The villain story. They trade away his son. Like, they have him on the team. They trade him away and then win without him because somehow his son, was fighting the dad or something like this. Maybe the son yells at Tom on the sidelines and they trade him away. You never know. That's crazy.
We'll just have to see where he goes now.
Yeah, I think, because he plays receiver, and so did Mike Tomlin play receiver as well, I think, back in the day.
I thought he played secondary. I thought he played defense.
No, Tomlin was a receiver.
I thought he was a receiver. No, he coached.
He's a receiver, and
he coached receivers at William & Mary. I'm sorry.
Well, then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he played receiver. Now he's son as well. So Dino Tomlin, he must be, how old is he? Like 22? What? 20? I don't even know.
He only had 312 yards. Oh, that's not good.
So Boston College Eagles.
That's not even worth drafting if he only had 300 yards.
Yeah, he's going to be undrafted guy. For sure.
He didn't even have 500 yards.
Yeah. Alrighty, fellas, we're getting near the end of the show. It's about an hour in. So anything else we want to add towards the draft or what you're looking forward to? It's 3 weeks away.
I don't know. Maybe you should title this show "She'll Be Right."
Change it now. We can do that next time when we go live and Pat McAfee's on there, still waiting to, sign Rodgers.
Yeah.
You guys did a mock, didn't you? I haven't done one yet because I don't know.
We've done 4 last week. 4.
Yeah.
4.
We're mocked out.
I don't know who I'm fucking talking about, so I can't do them. The only one I was going to look into was like,
you just picked the best available person on the side, and then that was it. Like, I don't know much of that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who the players are. I can choose like funny names. I know they need D line and stuff like that. I said to my show the other day, I don't want a QB1, like a round 1 pick to be quarterback. I would prefer to be D line or maybe someone on defense and go with that. And then go defense, running back, receiver, cornerback, something like that. Build through the roster. Maybe get a quarterback in the later rounds. I looked at the quarterbacks just then. And yeah, obviously that Cam Ward dude, he's going to go somewhere. He's first overall pick, isn't he?
Yeah.
And then you got like Sanders, he'll probably go to the Browns. So there's the other guy that's
as long as we don't trade up for him or trade for him, I'm okay with that too. I don't want him.
Yeah, who's the other guy? Like Tyler Slow or whatever his name is?
Yeah, the kid from Louisville. He's all right.
So I would prefer the Steelers to draft a quarterback and like sit them or behind Rudolph or behind Rodgers for a year or two. Just a lot of the pressure. Sometimes a lot of the pressure fucking Kenny Pickett gets for being round one quarterback is so much, you know, from the media and everyone else.
I didn't know Bettis had a kid either. Oh my God.
Yeah, this
Steelers son draft.
Cam Ward, Sanders, they'll probably go in the first round. Jackson Dart's been linked to us. Tyler Show, he's been linked to us too. Jalen Milroy's been linked to us from Alabama. Will Howard, they've all been linked to us. Will Howard and Quinn.
Yeah, every quarterback's been linked to us.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I would prefer them to go D-line.
Oh, he's a receiver. Bettis.
He's a receiver too. There you go.
So
Kevin
which
Reed
kid
just
is
mocked us every
better?
day.
Which kid's better? Tallman's kid or Bettis's kid?
He might get them both.
Yeah.
Tom was like that. You know, one stage we had three, bro. We had the three Edmonds on the show. We did. We had three Edmonds, didn't we? No, we had two Edmonds.
No, we had two out of three.
Two.
We had 2 Watts.
2 Watts, and we had Haywoods too. I think.
Oh,
honestly,
and Herbig. But I think his brother Nate. I think Nate left, didn't he?
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah,
he
Nate's gone.
Around.
All right, fellas. Anything else you want to add to the show, or we get out of here?
Oh, it's been a very, very eventful show.
It's been fun. It's been a good show. Shout out to you guys too, because you'll be live tomorrow. Yeah, Joey Porter as well. Yeah, there's always connections with these dudes. You guys live tomorrow.
6 degrees of separation here.
9 o'clock, 9 p.m.
What are you? 9 p.m. 9 p.m.
p.m.
tomorrow on Steelers Dynasty podcast. We are now getting into more draft talk. I'm slowly learning players. Like it just takes me a while. It takes me till draft day to figure out who's who in the zoo. But then like you got to figure out what the Browns going to do. They're going to fuck up that pick. You know, they go draft Sanders, and then next minute he tries to get a trade out of him, and then he does a whole Eli Manning thing. With
we have to see who's ahead of us in the draft because most of the time,
Bengals
they're going to definitely. We've been screwed a couple years. Somebody's picked ahead of us. You know what I mean? Somebody that I wanted, and they always picked ahead of us.
Yeah. Thank you, Jamal. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Gene. Afton, everyone on the show. Thank you, Jed. I'll be here if I don't work tomorrow night. Fantastic. I will be in the chat as well. But yeah, good show. And yeah, thank you. That's you. So check these guys out. These two blokes here. That's Shane. That's Bubba.
10 away from a hat.
What hat?
10 away. 10 away from a cool hat. 10 away. We're 340. 340. Like a Tom Petty song. You'll be
500 in no time for the draft. You'll be giving away hats every hour.
Yep.
Yeah. Some days I feel like it, man, because there's not much going on. You know? Nah, I'm around here. I'll probably be doing more live shows than anything else. It's good fun. Yeah, I'm not going to quit. I'm not a quitter. I'll only quit if Aaron Rodgers signs, but that could be
legit to quit.
It could be next year, fellas. Rodgers could sign next year. But you think April 9th.
Next Wednesday.
Yeah.
9 p.m., 9:01 p.m.
Yeah. I'll be having like confetti and shit or something because we finally got a quarterback.
Like a gender reveal party.
Yeah.
If you get Aaron Rodgers on your show next week, never know.
Never know.
Never know. Yep. Never know. All right, guys. You guys are awesome. Thank everyone to the chat. Check out Steelers Dynasty podcast tomorrow, 9 p.m. And yeah, we're just Aaron Rodgers watch. We're waiting, but the draft's coming very soon. So thank you, Shane. Thank you, Bubba. And thank you, chat. We'll see you guys later on. See you later.
I'll see you guys later.
Hey, Road.
Got the light. Left the light on. See you later. Bye.